And welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. In today's video I'm starting a new series where I will talk about everything you need to know about Git and GitHub later in this series. In this first video I'm talking about just getting to know Git, why we need it, and installing it so you can get started right away. So as I have typed here, Git is basically a distributed version control system for tracking changes in source code during software development. So it's mostly used for tracking changes for software development projects, but it can also be used for any kind of project. So let me show you a real world example of why you may want to use Git in your projects. First of all, I would like to create a empty text file on my desktop, and let's say this is your homework. So you have finished your homework. Let me type in finished homework. You have finished your homework and now let's pretend you're saving it on your desktop, ready to deploy, to submit your homework, but then you want to add some more changes to it and decide it's actually not finished yet. So what you may do is just copy this file again, rename it something like homework last, and then add the changes. Let's call them changes 1, and now this is your last homework. It seems pretty straightforward. You say you have a file named homework and you say, okay, this may be my homework, but oh no, I have homework last, so this probably is my homework. But then again, just before you need to submit your homework, you decide, wait, I need to add a couple more changes to my file, to my homework, and then you probably would do the same and copy this file, and rename it like something like homework last 2, and then you add your changes again, changes 2, and then this is your homework. Finally I have finished your homework, but as you can see, this can kind of get messy real fast, really quick. So actually, and as you can see, those files you have created, those 3 files are actually pretty similar. You have in your first file just finish homework, then you have changes. So let me just zoom in a little bit. You have in your first file you have finish homework, then you have finish homework, added your changes, so this finish homework is the same. Also these two are pretty much the same except for these changes too I've added. So instead of doing it this manual way, Git solves this problem and doesn't, so you don't have to create so many files, and you don't have to create a new file every time you make changes. So this is the problem that Git solves. It basically allows you to track changes, or as Git calls it, Git actually takes snapshots of your files. So in our example, let me just show you. So you have probably, let's say you have added this file to Git and your finished homework, or you thought it's finished, but then you add this, let me move this here, but then you add this changes text, and this changes text will actually be a snapshot that if you commit this change to GitHub, and we'll talk about commit later, so don't worry for now. So this will be another snapshot of your projects, and these changes to text will be the new change to your already existing file, in which the contents will be finished homework and changes one. If you go in like this, you create first this file, then this file with these changes one, and then this file, the last file, and you add the changes too. So this will all be in a single file if you are using Git, so you won't have created so many files. Also, Git allows you to revert to specific versions of your projects. So if you, for example, created, or let's say you have the last two changes you have made to the file are these changes, and then the next to last changes are these changes. So you may not be very satisfied with these second changes you've added. So in Git, what you can actually do is just revert back to these changes you have, or the next to last change you have made, or to any change for that matter you have made on your project. So there is another thing you can do in Git, which is pretty needed in software development, because you most often than not will create some messy code and would like to come back to what you have created previously, what you know actually works, and so on. So this is a GitHub actual thing, so we won't focus on this for now. So another thing I want to add here is that after I started using Git in my projects, even though I'm a sole developer of my projects, I still experienced a huge benefit because of those things that Git allows you to do. There are a bunch more, like branching and other stuff, but that are pretty essential to creating software projects. But don't worry about them for now, because they're more advanced concepts which I will cover when the time is right. So to install Git, we need to actually install Git to use it. So to install, go to git-scm.com, which I have opened here, as you can see. And to download Git, click on Downloads. Then under this Downloads title, just click the operating system you're using. For me, it is macOS 6. So once I open that, here what I have is, it says I need to install this Git by using Homebrew. So if you haven't installed Homebrew, you would want to go to Homebrew, just install it, and you install it just by copying this command, opening terminal, and paste it here. I won't do that because I have already installed Homebrew, and to install Git, what you need to do is just type in brew install git in terminal. So I'm going to open terminal here, paste this command brew install git, type in enter, and as you can see, something is working and Git is installing. First of all, it will update Homebrew, I guess, and as you can see, installing Git is in progress. I would cancel now this process by doing Control C because I have already installed. So if you are watching so far, congrats, you have taken the first steps to getting to know Git. I will teach you some commands, basic commands to get started in the next video. So thank you for watching.